I'm back. Of course, the Wi-Fi went out. It didn't even let me, is it ready? It ain't even letting me see y'all on my screen. I get so tired of this. Is y'all in here? Go live. Nope, it didn't catch. I can't find it on my system. Oh my God, this is so aggravating. I wish the devil would leave me the fuck alone. Okay. All right. Hey, Lisa Marie. Yeah, this is the right one. My system went. The Wi-Fi went out. Yes, it is. Wi-Fi went out. Okay. Wi-Fi went out. I had to set up another one, and that takes a few minutes. Hey, Lisa Marie. Yeah, the Wi-Fi went out. I was, when it ain't happened in a while, so I guess it was time for it to happen. So, yeah, Wi-Fi went out. Some people was in here, so I hope they come on back. Oh, this is so discouraging. It's like I feel like I'm fighting energies all the damn time, right? Yeah, feel like I'm fighting energies all the time. Now, where my people at? Y'all come on back. Let me make a note. Let me say something. Come on back, Jack Squad. Okay, y'all come back. Okay, all right. Say something, y'all, so I know y'all here. That is so discouraging, but that's all right. I'm gonna keep going. But I know one thing. I'm tired of fighting these unseen forces. Let me tell y'all something. So, I ain't gonna talk about it right now. Anyway. Yeah, I ain't gonna talk about it right now. Anyway, that just threw me off. So, lunch break live crew. Let me get myself back together. Lunch break live crew. How y'all doing? Y'all say something so I know y'all here. Neek, and who somebody else that was in here. Y'all, let me know y'all here, right? Because I got some things to talk about with the abandonment. Hold on. Anyway, the question is, I hope y'all come back, why do narcissists abandon people? And the number one reason why narcissists abandon you is because you are too difficult for them to control. They like to be able to control you. Classy Boots, that's right. Hey, Classy Boots, I know that's right. Hey, Keitha, thank y'all for coming back. It's my Wi-Fi. I ain't got no control over it. Can't do nothing about stuff you can't control, right? Then my camera ain't right. So I was trying to get it back on there. So unprofessional. Anyway, would you say you need your lesson for today? So we are still on this abandonment cycle, because this is one of the things when I was in a relationship with my ex. You wonder, how could somebody be so good to you this way, and then in a matter of time with no warning, then they turn into something else, and that really used to confuse me, quite frankly, right? But it says that the experts say that narcissists abandon because they might discard you because you are too difficult for them to control. They want to be able to control you. So if things aren't going their way, they walk away. Right? And it says you are easily. Wait a minute, hold on. You no longer fuel their ego, so they move on to someone else who can supply what they need. That's why, in my case, my ex went to the raggediest woman he could find, the neediest, raggediest, nothingest woman he could find, right? Because she supplied his ego. She fueled his ego, I should say, right? She fueled his ego, and that's what they need. Um, and so when a narcissist cannot control you, they panic because their demands are no longer being met. It's like they are vampires, like they suck off of you, like this succubus, like they need you to live, right? They'll become if you're not no longer meeting their needs, and when I think back on it, this is exactly what happened because it was a pattern, it was a cycle, right? It would be cool, and then the moment I say no, I do something different, and it don't even have to be a big thing. It don't have to be a big thing. It just be anything, right? And then it's the abandonment, and then or before the abandonment, maybe sometime they'll become manipulative, coercive, want to try to make you do what they want you to do, or potentially aggressive, right? Now, like I said, mine wasn't physical in no kind of way, but uh, he wanted things his way. If I said right, he would say left. If I said up, he would say down, and then he would always make it a thing because I didn't do the way he wanted me to do it. Right? That would always be the thing. That would always be the thing. Hold on. So it says the narcissist will tell you. They'll flip it on you real quick. I told y'all that. The narcissist will shift the blame, leaving you feeling like you have no reason to be suspicious, making you feel stupid, right? Hey, Nick, glad you came back. If you keep questioning them about the situation, they usually blow up or just leave. They cannot handle confrontation at all in no kind of way. Not really, unless they're the leader of the confrontation. You know, unless they set the confrontation up. If someone brings it to them, they don't. And my ex would say he don't like confrontation. I'd be thinking, nigga, you hollering and cussing at me all the time, right? But outside people, he's not gonna be confrontational at all, right? And I think if they get pushed to a limit of some sort, maybe, but not really, because there were things that went on I seen with him that he didn't properly confront the situation, as far as I'm concerned, right? Let me see. I need to put my glasses on. Hold on, y'all. My internet going out threw me all the way off, right? It threw me all the way off because it's like there's several things you got to do before you get back on, and so on and so forth. But anyway, while I'm looking for what I'm looking for, did y'all have a good Valentine? Well, you know what? I'm uploading a video today, y'all, about Valentine's Day because I went on my timeline on not all, but a lot of my social media sites, and of course you see all the lovers and relationships and everybody that's in love, and I love to see that. But there's also a lot of people that are hurting and sad because it's Valentine's Day, and I get it, I guess, but if you don't focus on it, if you don't look at it, like I told y'all, there are times I don't even get on because Facebook is the people that I actually really know. Instagram too, but Instagram could be some of everybody on Instagram, just like TikTok, just like YouTube. But Facebook is comprised mostly of people that you actually know, right? And I don't go on there. Like I looked, I went on there briefly this morning, and I seen a couple. Actually, it was T, right? And I said, okay, I'm gonna stop looking at this because I'm gonna see this all day. So I stopped looking at it. I don't hurt my own feelings, right? If I think that's gonna make me feel sad and alone and in a way, I don't pay it no attention. I don't go that way. Don't hurt your own feelings, right? And social media is the reason for a lot of social ills and problems. You know what I'm saying? Don't go on it. Like I got probably 200. The notifications. I probably got two because I haven't been on there. I say to people who are sad about Valentine's, don't pay no attention. Don't watch no Valentine movies. Don't, put your TV on something totally different. Don't go on social media, and then work on yourself. Think about some shit you need to be doing in your house, right? Or for yourself. Don't get caught up on that because that shit is the work of the devil. And if you with somebody, or you think you with them, and they didn't make you feel special on Valentine's Day, don't fool with them no more ever again, because that's what they're going to do all the time, period. They make you feel away, don't fool with them ever again. So don't do that. Don't hurt your own feelings because of Valentine's Day or any holiday. But I see a lot of people talking about how they sad and they don't have no Valentine and it's the saddest day of the year. Like fuck that. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's another day because if you single on Valentine's Day, you were single the day before. You're gonna be single the day after. So you're gonna be sad every day. Don't do that. Go buy yourself some chocolates. Go buy yourself a card. You know, get yourself dutied up and look at yourself in the mirror. Like I love myself, right? I love myself, and I'm probably the most critical of myself. But I love myself. I didn't always have that type of love for myself, right? Or did I didn't think about it or something? You know, I don't know. But I love myself. So if you ain't got no, didn't have no date, so damn what? Or somebody special, so what? They coming. And that's what I got to say on that. I'm uploading a video today, but I got to get my editing together because I'm gonna have a different kind of background. I'm gonna try to be fancy today. Y'all. So that's what I'm gonna do because I'm learning. I'm trying to be the best. Listen, I'm so focused on YouTube and my book and the things that I want to do. I need a house. You know, I'm so focused on that type of shit. I'm not focused on what I don't have. I'm focused on what I have. I'm grateful to wake up today. I'm grateful to be in good health and good spirits and can see, you know, because I there's somebody I know that had something devastating happen to them health wise, right? So I'm happy I ain't in that number. So I ain't thinking about I want it, but I ain't gonna harp on it, and I definitely ain't gonna let it make me sad. But anyway, hold on, because I wanted to read y'all something. Now this is when the cycle they coming back 9 times out of they coming back. That's the cycle. They do that until they get somebody else that's gonna fit their needs, right? So when you break away from the narcissist, right? They might suddenly start doing things for you that you've been complaining about. Like I told y'all, I was broke up and I didn't take no calls. I didn't, up for a minute. And then when I did let him in, he said, I'm going to do this, and that. And he did do this, and that, right? And then they'll say, and he always said it to me, and I'm like, did he curse me? He would say, I done set the bar high. You ain't going to never get nobody else like me. You'll never get nobody else like me. Now, I don't know if he cursed me because I ain't had nobody, financially like that, right? But, or they'll say, you'll be lost without me. Ain't nobody going to want you, something like that. You'll never find somebody else like me, right? I think a lot of men say that. That don't make them narcissists, but I think a lot of men say that because a lot of men like to think that they are the greatest, especially if they have been financially beneficial to you, right? Because in my opinion, narcissists base their life on things, right? Because they don't have any emotions. So they base their life on things. So if you don't have any emotions, you don't really have that you don't have that big enough care about nothing too much but what you have, what you look like. Ain't nothing in the inside of them. They're empty, right? So of course they think when they give you this, and that that's enough. They don't have any feelings. They don't have any feelings, right? Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, they don't have any feelings, and so you'll be left trying to pick up the pieces, trying to be better, especially if you done fell in love with them. So it says, when they abandon you, they become unresponsive and unavailable, and they want to be invisible. They want to be invisible. I was reading some stuff this morning about narcissists and where they think it come from. Like, they really don't know. They can't pinpoint it. This is the one mental disorder that they can't. If you don't know where it comes from, you can't fix it, right? This is why there's no medicine, there's no nothing, because they don't know what to do about this. Now, I don't know if it's relatively new. Like I said, I just started hearing the word narcissist and narcissism last 4-5 years, right? So they don't know what to do and how to fix it, right? They don't know what to do. Hold on. I can't get my that Wi-Fi thing really messed me up. Now it says, how does the narcissist react when he realizes you no longer care? So, after you've been through the cycle, if you got any kind of sense, and you've been through the cycle several times, and then you're tired of the cycle, right? And you say, okay, this is it, that's enough. So narcissists, when they realize that you it's it, right? They might go into a self-preservation mode. They'll retreat into their own world till they find a new source of attention or validation to fill the void you've left. So they're always seeking that person for their ego supply. They're always seeking that. And perfect example of my narcissistic situation. That was him calling me last night when I was on the live. My friend was on here. He will reach out. He reached out maybe last week before. We've been broke up for some years, right? And he will continue. And the last time we had contact, I believe we had some words. I believe I said some things to him, right? But it's like he will not fully let go. He will not fully let go, right? Because I think in their mind they don't believe they can't believe, because their egos are so big that they can't believe that somebody don't want to be bothered with them, right? Now, it says, how long can a narcissist go without supply? So let's say the cycle, and you tired of the cycle, right? And so they have to get somebody else. If they can't have you, they have to get somebody else, right? And it says most narcissists are not able to go very long without their supply. So they're always this explains to me why my ex never was involved with a woman, and nobody in his family ever seen him with a woman, because he would have women he would have dealings with, and then when he was tired of them, he'd get another one. He would always easily replenish his supply until he met me. So I was different, evidently, than what he was used to, and there was no controlling of me, right? And so there became a conflict. We was at a constant battle. I'm telling you, it was like water roses in there, right? And me not knowing what he actually was and trying to make a relationship work because I thought he was such a wonderful man. Because in my head, I thought provider, you ain't got to worry about nothing. That's what a man's supposed to do, provide, right? No, it's more things they need to do. They need to protect your heart. They need to protect your feelings. And someone that has no feelings cannot do any of that. A narcissist cannot be in a relationship with anyone, in my opinion. And I'm not an expert, but they can't. Because if you don't have any feelings and you don't have any empathy, and you crying or you bust your head or anything happen and they don't have no empathy for you, that's not good for you. Hey, BR, that's not good for you, right? Because when I think I'm such a sensitive and needy individual, right, with my man, nobody else, but with the man that's my man, I need him when I need him. This is why I don't do side, and I can't be the side, I can't, I don't do any of that, because I need you when I need you, right? So if you're not giving me all the attention that I need, I can't fool with you. I can't fool with you, right? Because I don't want to feel left out. But I tell you what, with dealing with a narcissist, you will feel alone. I don't know what type of evil mojo they got, but there will be times that you will feel alone, right? There will be times that you feel alone, and they know this, and when I think back on it, he did this purposefully, right? For whatever reason, they want you to feel small. I want to say unattractive, because like I said, he never, and if he did, I forgot, and I apologize, but he never really said, "Ooh, babe, you look good today." He never said that. So they don't want you to ever outshine them like it's a competition, right? So this is why the cycle goes on and on, because they come back thinking that you're going to be weaker than you were when they left, and you'll be more submissive and more can be able to be manipulated, because it's all about manipulation, puppeting you around, right? And he did that to me for a long time, and not because I was a punk or something. It's because I'm just being with my man. He leading the way, right? Until I realized years later that really wasn't what it was. You know what I'm saying? It's a real vicious cycle, right? And when you're with somebody, so when you're with a man or a woman, whoever you with should make you feel good. In my opinion, y'all know I'm a dreamer, but every day, life happens, shit happens, right? But basically, every day you should wake up and be happy to be with this person, and you should be happy to make this person happy, right? That's your goal with each other. Make each other happy, right? You're a partner, you're a teammate, make each other happy. When it goes against that, then you need to step away from that. That's any damn body. I don't care if they're a narcissist, I don't care what they is. If your person no longer meets your needs of happiness, you need to walk away. All that, we're going to try to make it work. Now, this is just me talking, but because life is just too short. All that, we're going to try to make it work, and only one person is working on to make it work. No. And I don't know, if both people are working on to make it work, then it should be working. Period. So I don't understand how people be with somebody and they're not happy, and you be in it for years of unhappiness, and you say you're making it work. If you cheating, stop cheating. If you're lying, stop lying. If you unloyal, be loyal. If you're disrespectful, be respectful. Like, to me, being in a relationship should be easy. To me, right? I don't see why it could be so hard. I don't understand that, right? And after going through what I've been through, I'm never ever going through that again in my life, whether they're a narcissist or not. If you're not meeting my needs all the way, because I know that I'm going to fulfill all your needs and I'm trying my best to fulfill all your needs, I don't want it. Seems simple, but it seems simple, but it's hard. Like I said, I got a guy friend, and, I don't know, it probably ain't going to go nowhere, but I would like it to go somewhere, but it probably won't go nowhere. But I keep telling him what it takes to be with me. So now I'm just waiting on him to show me. I can't bend on what it's going to take for me to be happy with you. I can't bend on that because life is short, and I already wasted 10 plus years with somebody. I ain't wasting no more time with nobody else. That's why when I talk to you a couple, 2, 3 times and shit don't sound right, I just move on. Because I don't have any more time to waste. Because the one thing, the takeaway that I have from being with my narcissistic ex is that I wasted time. And I'm upset about the time that I wasted. Because I could have been cultivating a real love relationship with somebody else. Right? So now here I am with my big age, and I'm still single. I'm not letting nobody else waste my time. I'm not letting nobody else waste my time. No one. And I think as women, we should not be afraid, because I know I was sort of like that, kind of, sort of. We should not be afraid to say what it is that you want. Period. I don't care how little you think it is or how big you think it is. Say what you want. People can't read your mind, and say what you want. Therefore, they can lie and say okay, or they can show you that okay, I'm able to do this for you. I'm able to do this. I'm able to protect your feelings, protect your heart, love on you, because it's real simple for me anyway. It's real simple. All I want is love, real true love, right? For once in my goddamn life, right? I just want real true love. No games, no trickery, no nothing. You be good to me, I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be more than good to you, right? Whatever you give, I'm gonna reciprocate. And it's that simple, right? And a lot of times women, and I see it all the time, we settle for little. Like, I'm gonna tell you what the debate is now. Now, Jessica is pregnant, right? What's her name is pregnant? What's her name? Ashanti, I think, is pregnant. I don't know if they ever came out and said, but she looked pregnant, and she got the big t-shirt dresses on, right? And people are saying, why not get married? Why be satisfied with just being a baby mama? Why be satisfied with just being a baby mama and not a wife? Right? And so it was said, what is his name? Charlamagne the God, when Jessica's boyfriend called in, Charlamagne the God said something about, I hope the ring coming soon, something to that effect, right? Because I think he feels real protective over Jess, right? And it was dead silence, right? So people are saying that she's happy to be a baby mama, as opposed, why do we celebrate baby mamas being a baby mama and not discouraging, right? Because women have gotten used to accepting minimal, right? Minimal. And we see that with people with money, stars, athletes, entertainers. We see they all got the same problems we have, just on a different scale, right? Why be satisfied with being a baby mama, especially after you've already been one? Now, my take on that is, I'm happy for Jess. I think she's absolutely a wonderful entertainer. She's very comedic, right? I don't know if I would have got pregnant right now, even though she's on the cusp, the cusp of being too old for it. So I get it. I get it, and that's what I'm hoping that she was thinking. That shit. I'm 32. I want one more. Let me go and have it, right? But I don't want that to ruin what she got going on. I don't want it to slow her train down, right? Because that can happen, right? Probably won't happen in her case. Hope it don't, because she got a good support system. But that's what can happen with regular people. She's not regular. But with regular people, you put something in that you wasn't quite ready for, and then it disrupts your whole flow. Now, see, a man ain't never had a baby. He can go and walk on way, go about his business, go where he going, right? Then it's your responsibility, right? So we have to stop being so easily accessible and so okay with minimal, right? That's where I'm at now. I'm not okay with minimal. If you, like I had to tell my friend, he would always text me, hello. What the fuck is hello? Say something else. That's too minimal for me. That didn't take no effort for you to type. If you type it, you probably a word somewhere on your phone or something, right? You put in H and hello come up. That's no effort for me. Now, I could be being petty because I am petty, but I just think, don't quit doing that. Quit doing that. You did it several times. Quit doing that. Say, hey, how you doing? What you got going on today? Say something a little more to me than hello. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Everyone's not married with tears. There's a lot of people that's married and miserable. Yeah, but y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because I request stop. I told him once, and then I said it again yesterday. Quit with the baby ass text. Quit that. Should be careful who they get pregnant by. I don't think me being pregnant mean we should marry. Quit being with the baby text, right? Give me more than that. Because in my mind, if you're not putting forth any effort, you don't really want to be with me. You don't really care about me. I equate effort with how much do you care about me? How much do you want me? That's what I equate effort with. And effort doesn't have to cost you nothing cost you something all the time. It don't. Simple things you could do, like give me a sentence. Like I told him, give me a sentence, nigga. Quit giving me them one words. Hello. You do it in my inbox, you do it in my text. Hello. No. Me too. I hate what you're doing. I'm gonna tell you the one I hate. I believe they just kind of stopped doing that one now. Good morning, beautiful. I hated that one. Seems like everybody. I don't know if they went to a meeting. They went to the black man meeting and said, "Hey y'all, this is what we gonna do." I don't really get that too much. I hate that one, right? But what you doing, you ain't even write out the words. Like I need you to put some effort, right? So, in my mind, the reason why I was so confused with my narcissistic man was because he did things that appeared to be putting forth effort, right? I don't think he should have announced it the way he did. She has the financial resource to have help with her children and would be an active mom. Yeah. So he announced it. I missed that part. I don't like that. Why you announce it? He called in to say happy birthday and then he announced it? That ain't what he did, is it? I don't like that. I don't like that. Now you make me think you a opportunist. Make me think you're an opportunist. I don't know. I don't like that. Because I go too deep with shit. It might ain't be the man. It might not even be nothing like that, right? But, is that what he did? I thought she told it. See, y'all, I could think too deep on some shit. I'm very analytical, right? Let me tell y'all a story. I remember somebody I know got married, right? Somebody close to me got married. And I always believe it's how you start is how you finish. Somebody got married. They got married. And so I asked them, did he get on his knee and propose to you? She was like, hell no, he ain't do that like it was cute. Well, it didn't last. Now, did it not last because he didn't get on his knee? Let me break it down for you. He didn't care enough. He wasn't dedicated enough because he'd already been married. He wanted her. He wanted her and wanted to be in a relationship with her. And he just probably figured that's what she wants. So here go the ring. Go here you go. Now my thing done. Is y'all here? Okay, y'all here. That's why she looked uncomfortable? See, I wasn't wrong. See, listen. I done lived enough life to know shit, right? Now, please don't go out. I think my system going out, y'all. Damn. I'm so tired of this. Is y'all still there? Probably not, because my system going round and round over here on my computer. Lord have mercy. Y'all. Boy, I'm telling you. You hear me? Okay. Because my computer's going round and round in circles and my remote flashing lights. Like, listen. But so that I don't like that. I don't like that. That's saying something. That's saying that he wants to be known. He wanted to be known. He's claiming his territory, which is, men do that. But that was her to tell that. That was supposed to be for her. I don't know if that's gonna be good, y'all. I don't know if that's gonna be good, right? That wasn't his place to do that. And then you can call up to the work job. That's the equivalent of your man coming to your job when he ain't had no business up there. That's the same thing, right? I don't know. Now I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know. Wait, I was getting ready to tell y'all. Did I finish telling y'all that somebody I know? Oh yeah, I told y'all that they didn't get on their knee. They just handed on the ring or here you go, something like that. There's no thought into that. You got to be caring. You have to be caring, right? You have to show care and concern, and mean it, right? And it's certain things, the way you do and what you do, that I can tell if you mean it or not, right? I don't know if nothing is going. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna just keep talking. Listen to what they say, but listen to what they don't say. Okay, so that's just my computer over there. I had to turn my remote on and off. Listen to what they don't say, right? You got to pay attention. It's so hard. I'm going to say dudes because I ain't never been in a relationship with no damn woman. But men make it so hard to relate to them and be in a relationship with them, right? You don't know if they honest, if they true. You don't know, right? And only time will tell. You know what I'm saying? Only time will tell. This is why, y'all, before I got with my ex, my heart was cold. That's why I had never been in love and none of that shit. Because I watched what was going on around me with people, and I was like, that ain't going to be me. But what I should have been doing was trying to cultivate a relationship with someone that was going to last a lifetime. But instead, I put a wall up, right? Now I got the wall up. I'm ready to let the wall down, and I get this idiot. Because it's hard to tell. But in the beginning, if you pay close attention, people will show you who they are, right? They'll show you who they are. And my ex, he gave off so many red flags, and I kept going forward with him. But he gave off a lot of red flags in the first 90 days. Not a lot, but he gave off a few that I can remember. And probably more than I wouldn't remember because I was so overwhelmed with what he was doing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because, somebody taking you, go shopping, go here, go there, do this, do that. And it seemed like whatever you wanted, you could have in his budget. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't rich or nothing, but in his budget, I was like, this it. So a lot of shit probably went over my head that I didn't even pay no attention to. That's why it took me years to realize that he was going to fuck up my good time when we went out because I was so enamored with him, right? And then they say that narcissists are very giving people. I've been reading, and I'm going to go over that later on next week. But I watched him give. He was a giver. I watched him give. I'm like, it's a nice guy. I couldn't understand the juxtaposition of who he was and who I knew him to be, right? I saw him give his shirt off his back to somebody, right? I've seen him give his shoes away. I've seen him do stuff, right? Um, so I was like, it's got to be some good in there. There's some good in there, right? There's some good in there. This is why I hung around, because I thought it was some good in there. You know what I'm saying? I just knew that it was some good in there, and we're gonna be good. It was gonna never work. And when I realized he was never gonna change, will never work, that's when I started the process of distancing myself from him, even though we lived in the same house. Let me tell y'all something. What I did was, I don't want to call it a work of art, but what I did was probably unimaginable to most people, right? Because if I was in love with him, I got over that while he was still in the house. Whatever the feelings was, I don't quite think it was love. I always say heavy light, but I don't quite think it was love. It could have been. I'm not that sure. Because whatever it was, he killed it, and he ate off of it as the time went on. It lessened and lessened and lessened, right? But I was able to get over him while he was in that house. I was able to stand up to him. And then we got to the next phase of I don't even see you, you're invisible, right? Because I was fed up with all the cycle of bullshit, because I realized it was a cycle. I didn't know what it was called, but I knew this is some psychotic ass, toxic ass bullshit, and I'm stepping out of it. I'm done with it, right? And that's basically what you have to do, because narcissists cannot be in a relationship. They're not gonna give you the love you need. They're gonna play games with you. The love bombing and all that, that's wonderful. Then they're going to start gaslighting you. Then it's start the line and all that stuff, right? And so it's never going to... Hey, T-Pal. I was having technical difficulties. I'm still having them, but I'm glad I can see y'all. So it's never going to... it's not going to get better. And you're just going to learn to live in toxicity, right? You're going to learn to live in toxicity because you think as a woman, he left me. He coming back. The first time he come back, you like, shit, I know that nigga love me. He can't go nowhere. That's how you think as a woman, right? Then he do it again, and he come back. And then it's like, it becomes a pattern, and you get complacent with it. Right? He'll be back, child. He ain't gonna, But why accept that? Why did I accept that? I can't speak. Why the Wi-Fi just keep going on. Y'all blanked out again. Hope y'all still here. Why did I accept that? You know what I'm saying? He disappeared and come back. Disappeared, come back. Disappear and come back, right? And then once I put my foot down, right? Once I put my foot down, I was like, fuck it, you gone. I don't want no parts of you. That's when I couldn't get rid of him. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't get rid of him. It literally, it was like a light switch, right? I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to talk. I didn't even want him breathing the same air that I breathed. He irritated the shit out of me, right? And just his presence, he didn't have to say nothing to do nothing. Just his presence irritated me. That's when I knew it's time. We can't live like this. He would have been okay with living like that forever. He was fine with that because he was already doing whatever he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. At my house, he got a nice, clean home, cooked meals, all the shit. Right? Somebody that's taking care of business and gonna make sure his business taken care of. It was fine for him. He was fine. Then when he go outside, he can cheat and do whatever he want to do. He can do whatever he want to do. And he know we going to argue and cuss and fuss. And then he going to do something wonderful. And then he going to still be right there. So he can do what he wanted to do. I was the one that was suffering. He wasn't. He can do what he wanted to do. He did what he wanted to do, right? It had got so bad that the girlfriend was calling, not my house, but she was calling him early in the morning. Hey, Brenda. This is so surreal to actually have someone saying everything that I experienced. No, it never gets better. Jackie, the way you felt is exactly... Yeah. Listen, I didn't know it was a thing. This is why I feel the need to talk about it, because just like you said, there's other ladies that come in my comments on my shorts and say the same thing, right? So this is some shit we all have been suffering and not talking about it, right? For fear, I guess, we don't want nobody to know our business. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then it's hard to explain. Like, the shit I was going through was hard to explain. Especially when to the outside world, he was a wonderful dude. You know, like as far as my family goes, shit, this man done put me in a house. He done elevated my son. He done elevated me. That's what a man's supposed to do. So they don't, you know, there ain't nobody understanding that. Now, I know some of his friends that were close to him uh, realized after a while that something was going on. But, you know, he always made it good, you know, because so when I realized this is the game we playing, okay, so when we outside, it's cool. And I act like that too until I stop doing anything with him. But it's like it's never going to get better. You could pray, you could cry. Trust me, I did all the things. I did all the things. To think you would continue, yeah, I did all the things, y'all. I did all the things, right? All the things. Um, Prayed, cried. Let's have a heart to heart. Let's get an understanding. Let's come to a common ground. What can we do? Nothing ever worked. I mean, and at one point I was like, I can't get no sense, no logic into this nigga. What the fuck is wrong with him, right? Nothing ever works. I think you would continue. Yeah, I continue. Yes, I'm so happy you are sharing because it takes a person who has gone through it to understand. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Renda. Because it took me now. I've had the YouTube 3 years. I'm just trying to get better at it and stuff. But it took me, I contemplated this for a long time. Like, because for fear of what somebody's going to think of me, right? Because people don't know me. They don't know this Jackie that's got hurt and let somebody do all this shit to her. And my friends and family don't know this Jackie, right? So it was, it weighed on me real heavy. It weighed on me real heavy to do this, right? And when I said, okay, I'm growing my channel, I know I need to be live and, you know, and all that stuff, right? So I said, okay, it felt stupid for me to do what I do, even though people do it. I'm not that person. I'm my own person, right? So I said it felt stupid for me to be talking about what I talk about at 8, which we love and enjoy the 8 o'clock live, to do it at 12. And I said, I need to do something more meaningful. You know what I'm saying? Not at 8 o'clock, I mean, well, we have a good time, but that I needed to enlighten some damn body because I have a platform, so I need to enlighten. So now I got to tell my story. You know, I got to tell my story, right? Even though it's going to be in the book, but that's down the ways because it's in my 3rd installment. But I felt that need that I needed to do that because I wish somebody had told me. I would have saw the signs right away and be like, no, shit, no. But I stayed because I thought God had sent them to me. I was praying and doing all that. And because he was such a nice guy, he was such a giving guy to other people. So in my mind, I'm thinking, how can you be this giving and be this total opposite demonic creature, right? Because he was demonic. He was demonic, right? And, you know, I spent a lot of time in church. I went to church all the time, right? He came to church once. He might have came twice, but once I remember for sure. And he asked me, hey, rise up. He asked me, could he go with me? And I said, yeah. But at this time, the reason why he went, when I think about it now, I was already on the not talking. I don't care nothing about you. We just in the house together. So this was his way for me to accept him. If he do what I like to do, which is go to church, right? And I think it was Easter, so I don't know what it was, but he went to church with me, right? And I didn't care nothing about him at that point. You know, I didn't care nothing, you know. And he knew that, right? But it was always, no matter how good I was, I'm going to put it all out in my book, everything, right? Hey, T, no matter how good that I was to this man, I was the best Jackie I had been to anybody ever with him, right? Because I had changed, I had evolved, I was a different person, I was a better person, you know what I'm saying? And he got the best Jackie anybody ever had to that point, right? And that was not good enough for him. It was not good enough for him, right? It was nothing I did. And I know I'm a bad motherfucker, right? Nothing I did. Nothing that I created. You know, he had his apartment, I had mine. Initially, I would go over his house. And clean his house. He was junky. He wasn't nasty, he was junky. And I would go over there and clean his house. Fix stuff, rearrange, go to the store, get the, organize shit. I would do all that, right? And hey, Keatrice, and I would do all the things, right? Because I figure that's my job. Again, even when I meet somebody now, that's not gonna damper what I do in the next relationship. I'm gonna be the best I can be to the next person, right? So I would do what I was supposed to do. Plus, I got a child. He taking care. He doing what he's supposed to do, right? But when I realized that he didn't have emotions, when he didn't have emotions, right? And when he did something, he couldn't apologize. He couldn't correct. There was no correcting him. There was no correcting him. No correcting him at all. He had habits. He was a gambler. He was a gambler, and he would say, I would be like, well, let's save some money. After we got the first house, we had a plan. We're going to get several houses, flip them out, or do whatever, rent them out, whatever, right? We're going to make us some money. Child, he was very illogical and irrational. And so, in my mind, a sociopath. Yeah, sociopath. And I'm telling you, I realized that while I was with him, I said, I looked up psychopath and I looked up sociopath, and I said, he's a sociopath. Now, I didn't know nothing about narcissism, but I had come to that conclusion, right, that he is a sociopath, right? I'm dealing with a straight nut. And I don't even know if his family to know the extent of that, what he is. I don't really think they do, right? I know because I'm with him. Don't nobody know a man like the person that's living with him, right? And and like I said, he had a son that was not his son, that was a grown man that he raised all his life. He was still giving to him and his kid. He did a lot of good things. So I'm like, it's some goodness in there. Not understanding that he don't have emotions. I know he wasn't no emotional dude. And he told me one time, don't worry about what I say. Watch what I do. So in other words, should your bills paid, this, that, and this, all that, don't worry about, other shit, right? It's crazy because we can't even imagine not feeling nothing, but they don't feel shit. They don't. I'm telling you, I watched him when somebody dear to him passed away, didn't see nothing. And I know he loved this person like a daddy. Didn't see nothing. Didn't see nothing. I never saw him shed a tear. I never saw him get sad. Nothing. I would see him get mad. Never saw that empathy. Never saw it. Never saw it. Right? I don't. And that's when I said, oh, something's really. That's when I came to the conclusion that he was demonic. Right? And when I started reading up on it, and that's what they said, that they were evil and demonic. But I had figured that out. I like to tell them, you the devil. I don't call me no devil. I ain't no devil. But I'm telling you, when I would sit one-on-one with him, right eyeball to eyeball, where he can't move and can't get away, his face would distort. His face would distort. It is scary. His face would distort. And it's a movie, I can't remember the name of the movie, where these three ladies turned into devils. I cannot remember the name of this movie. When I remember the name of this movie, this is why it's always in my head. They looked good. They were some good-looking women. I can't remember this movie. And there was a white guy that's a real popular actor. I can't remember his name, who it is either. But this movie struck me. It was years ago. And these women turned into demons, right? And I remember the first time I noticed it, his face was twisted, literally torting up, right, y'all? He couldn't take sitting and me looking in his face and being real. He couldn't take that. Body movements, all the shit. There's nothing. It is not. It's nothing. It's not. It's nothing, right? You can't. So therefore, he's not going to love you. He's going to show you. He's going to do acts of love, or what you think is acts of love, but he's not going to love you. And another thing where I stay, so in the beginning of our relationship, even through it until I got tired of him, we always cuddled, right? So I'm equating that with love. You know what I'm saying? Because it was even if we would break up. I remember one time, this is so stupid to me, but I'm gonna tell y'all, we had broke up, and I think I like I said, I don't know if I was in love or not. I don't know, shit. But I said, "Were you coming over tonight so we can cuddle?" He was like, "Yeah, baby, I'll be over there so we can cuddle." Now, mind you, we broke up, but it was. I thought we was close, right? And they the ones calling us crazy for being crazy. Yeah. I thought that we were close, right? And I thought that we was in love, right? Yeah, BR. It's definitely a sight game, but I'm telling you, once I got hold to it and realized it and took my powers back, it was on from there. But initially, and so I want people to understand, I want ladies to understand how it can happen, right? That's what I'm gonna talk about. I'm talking about it for quite a while, different phases of it, because it ain't like I'm stupid, right? It was a lot that it was a lot of details and it's a lot of intricacies that played into why I stayed, right? Besides finances and stuff like that, I wanted to be. I didn't want to be in another relationship, I didn't want to do that shit. That's number one. Number two, matter of fact, that's number two. Number one, I thought God had sent this man, especially after we had broke up one time and I was talking to God, having prayer, having a meeting with the Lord, and the man knocked on my door. I was like, oh shit. It was like magic, right? So I was like, okay, maybe this is a lesson for me. And this is what I really thought, that God was teaching me how to be patient and all that shit. How long I was like? 10 years, 10 plus. And he still called me now. He called me yesterday. We broke up 5-6 years. It took me, and I'm going to be honest with y'all, it took me about 5 years to totally heal. That's probably why I can talk about it now. To totally heal, right? I had seen somewhere that when you're in a relationship, and you're not in it no more, it takes half the time that you was in a relationship to heal and get over it. And I believe that's the truth, but that's what happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Because I was angry at first. When I broke up, I was angry. Even though I dated and I was a serial dater and all that shit, I was angry because I felt like you wasted my time. So I went through all the steps of when you lose somebody or somebody die. I was angry, right? Then I had to accept it. Then it was denial. I was in denial for a long time. Like, shit, he cheated. He was the one, But I played a part in it, too, because I allowed it, for one. I should have never allowed it. That's why now, the first sign I see of somebody, I speak on it. If they can't change it, I'm gone. Right? I'm gone. I'm not dealing with you because I've already wasted time in my life with somebody and it didn't go nowhere. So I'm not doing that no more. If we can't come together and be fun and joyous and happy, I don't want it. I ain't arguing with you. I don't want it. I don't want it. If we're not going to enjoy each other, I don't want it. And I tell this to my friend that I'm talking to now. He's like, I know you keep saying, well, nigga, I need you to know. I'm not, it's just what it is. We're going to have a good time. And don't think good time mean I'm going to sit right there and look at TV with you. We're going to do some shit, enjoy life, and see the world, right? And if that ain't what you want, I'm not your girl. Go find Ethel or somebody that want to just sit down and while you smoke cigarettes. I don't even like cigarettes no damn way. Go find that person that you can smoke cigarettes with and sit on the couch and watch TV all day. Because that ain't what the fuck I want to do, right? So it's a lot of reasons and factors why I stayed so long besides the finances. I was battling with myself spiritually. When I got with him, I had just stopped drinking, smoking cigarettes. I'm changing my life around. You know what I'm saying? Becoming more health conscious. I was in a transitional phase. So I thought he was my reward for the transition, right? It was not a specific moment. It was a pile up of moments, right? It was a pile up of moments because then I'll be like, oh no, I'm sick of this shit. It was a pile up. When I realized I was done was several moments when I realized I was done, but I was done and he was still in the house. I was done and he was still in the house. He might have been in the house another 2 years because we slept in separate rooms. I was done. But when I was really done, it was like, you got to go. I started packing this stuff and I washed it. I folded it up neatly. I hung shit up on hangers. I packed this shit up really good. And then I put it in the garage myself. Shit was heavy. I moved it to my garage. And that's because what I had been saying, you got to go. And I would get him applications for apartments. He had lost his apartment. Even he had an apartment the whole time we was together, but he would always be at my house. So he had lost his apartment because of something. He didn't do something, right? So now I felt trapped. I'm like, he got to be with me. That's when the moment became like, oh shit. So as they was moving this stuff in, I was like, oh no. I was sad because I was already didn't want to be with him. I was like, oh my God. But I felt like I owed it to him because he had been so good to me, and I'm in a house that he put me in, right? Even though we did it together, but it was with his effort. So I'm like, I can't, they can't be out on the street, right? I'm a good Christian girl. We can't do that, right? But at that moment, when he moved his stuff into my house officially, even though we had been together for years, I was like, oh shit. And this probably was year 8 or 9, maybe 9, 8, close to the end, right? I was like, oh shit, this shit is real. And I knew right then, if you want to say a moment, right then when he moved his shit in, I was like, this is going to have to end. I'm going to have to end this. And then from that point on, I was trying to help him find a place and stuff like that. And like I told you, I had some applications, and he just let them sit on the table. And one day I made him sit down at the table and let's fill this shit out, right? And he filled it out in a crayon or a red pen. And that's when I knew, oh, this nigga full of shit, right? He's cool to be like this forever. He's going to have his fun and do whatever he want to do. And then I was going to sit here by myself, because I was by myself. Even though he was in the house, I was not in a relationship. I'm going to sit here with this nigga the rest of my life. Oh, no. So if it was a moment, it was that one. That's okay. If it was a moment, it was that one when I said, okay, this going to have to end for real, right? Like I said, he was already in the... I don't know where he was at. He was in another room. Because at some point my son came to stay with me, and my son was in the attic. And the nigga wasn't in my bed. I don't know where he was, y'all. Yeah. Sociopath for short. I had figured it out. That's what he was, right? Now that I know, after he gone, and now I know that what he really was, because psychiatrist, I had looked up narcissism, everybody kept talking about it, and it frightened me. I'm going to be honest with y'all, it frightened me. Even though I was not with it, it frightened me that I had been with this person. Because they have a spectrum, and they tell all the traits and all the things. He was at the total end of the spectrum, the worst end of the spectrum. It frightened me. But it also let me know that God had me, because I lived through that shit. And it was a lot. That's why my whole book going to be dedicated on him. It was a lot. It was more than I'm telling y'all now. It was a lot. It was a lot, right? And at some point, maybe several points, shit, I thought I was going crazy. And I had to get control of that shit, right? And like I said, it wasn't until my mother said, you done gave this nigga all your power. I'm like, power? What you mean? I got my power. I didn't understand what she was saying. Once I understood that, it was cool. Okay, it was cool. Once I understood what she was saying, I began the work of regaining my power. But in the same sense, I didn't want to be in the struggle no more. I did not want to be in the struggle no more. And he provided for me, so I didn't have to struggle. So I had to weigh it. You know what I'm saying? I did not want to go back to the motherfucking struggle. And because it was a whole thing that I'll tell y'all how that all came about, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I stayed so long, because I went through a whole bunch of shit before I got with him. Whole bunch of shit, right? So it was like, I don't want to go back to that. I was frightened. And that's why I stayed. But when it got to be too much for me mentally, and then I started liking people, and I was dating a little bit, I was like, okay, I got to get out of this. Hey, Kay. I was like, I got to, because this ain't going to work. Because no man is going to understand that there's a man in my house. We don't have sex. We don't sleep in the same bed. And it's cool for you to pick me up, right? Nobody's going to understand that. And then it would be a disservice to myself. Yeah, he still contacted me. He called me yesterday. It would be a disservice to myself, because I'm not allowing myself to be fully loved by somebody. Yeah. So it's a lot. There's a whole lot to it. Like I said, it's gonna be all in my book, because it's a lot to it. And the main takeaway I want ladies to have is, don't be ashamed of the shit, right? Because it's just like if you was getting physically abused. I was emotionally abused. I guess ever be emotionally abused. I would think you were my twin. I was in it for 15 years, just got out a year and 5. Woo! Praise God, Brenda, praise God. Praise God. We must share. Yeah, ooh, I'm about to cry thinking about that shit. I wish I could give you a hug, sis. I wish I could give you a hug. 15 of them. Woo, shit. That's a lot. Okay, Kay. I love that. I wish I was near my grandkids. But it's a lot, and it's hard to explain, and that's why I'm reading, and then I relive my memories of the situation because it's really hard to explain. You know what I'm saying? And it's even harder for somebody to understand. Well, why the fuck was you with him? Why you just didn't leave? It's more to that than that, right? Because they seek empaths, right? They seek people like myself. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, my book. So I have a book about to come out, but this is about my childhood. But here's the book about him. Will be my third installment of. I have a series of books. This will be my third installment because and the reason why he's my years with him is a whole separate book because it's a lot. It's a lot, and I have to go more intricately than I'm saying now because I want women to understand how you can get into that, and I also want you to understand how you can get out of it, right? Because it's a lot, and I wouldn't have been able because I kept this to myself. I wouldn't have been able to survive this without God's grace and mercy. I would not have. I would not have. Like I said, I got somebody real dear near to me that went through that, and they're not mentally well, right? I did for a moment, but YouTube is my therapy. Jack Squad is my therapy now. I did for a brief moment last year. I did. But see, that all the trauma and shit I'd been through was too big for my therapist, really, because she was young. Now that may sound stupid, but I would need an old black lady or an old black man or something, She was too young. And she was nice, and she gave me some pointers, The one thing I did take away from her therapy was that don't be aggressive with people. Tell them how it made you feel. Don't be accusatory. Just tell them how it made you feel, right? Uh, it makes you nervous, so listen, what I've been told. Um, Because I was offered therapy years ago before I even got with him for some other shit, and I didn't like the way she looked, and I never went back. So when you're looking for therapy, I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would do a support group because I may not feel comfortable talking amongst people. I can talk to y'all, but I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could do that, but or if I want to do that. But a therapist, if you don't like that therapist, find you another one, and that's what I should have did. I should have kept going till I found the one that I was comfortable with. Right? And then, as far as a support group, like I have friends in different organizations like NAAA, stuff like that, right? And it works for them. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find what works for you. You got to find what works for you. I know that I needed somebody older. I needed somebody older than me that had a little more wisdom. Because you can have all the alphabets after your name you want. Some shit you need life experience. And in my case, I felt that, and she was nice, don't get me wrong, I felt that I needed somebody with life experience, right? Because I would tell her things and she would look at me like, you ain't got no understanding of the shit I went through, right? So how can you help me? You know what I'm saying? So I just say, don't tiptoe. If you feel you need it, get it, seek it. And if you don't like, I would start with a therapist. And if you don't like that therapist, because the reason why I say a therapist as opposed to a support group I think is good after you've been healed a little bit, if that makes sense. Because you can get around a support group and them people got different thoughts and shit than you do, and they may say some shit to trigger you backwards. That's just me. I ain't no expert, but that's just what I think. Thank you. I love you. I want you to hear me for real, because I think that you need to be one-on-one with somebody first. As you begin to heal and be better and better able to cope, then you can get around support group and see how they deal with things, right? But sometimes other people's thoughts can hinder your thoughts, right? And make you change your mind and all that shit like that. So that's why I say maybe get a little more healing before you do that. For me, and what I always thought, because I'm like old black people, just go to church, give it to the Lord and pray. You do that, but you need a little more than that. Some things need a little more than that, right? So yeah, I would seek counseling, but I was so against counseling all my whole life, right? Because I was like, shit, how they gonna help me? The shit already happened, This is before I got with the narcissist. But I've been doing a lot of reading, a lot of self-help, and not really self-help, but a lot of things about narcissism. And I listen to people who are narcissists that are in therapy. I do a lot of reading, And like I said, it's scary to know that I was in that shit. I didn't even know I was in something. I just thought he was just a sick individual. To know that I was in that and I survived it. At least I think I survived it. I seem to be all right. I think I'm all right. Because I keep thinking like, shit, I could be fucked up. I don't know, right? But I know that I don't want to be bothering nobody that's not going to treat me right, period. Under no circumstances. So, yeah. So, Renda, I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm do this every day, y'all, at noon. And we're going to talk about different aspects of narcissism. Do you ever get nightmares or moments that put you back? No. Mm-mm. What I used to do is I would have triggers of what could have been. You know, like the fairy tale that I was in the beginning and the way it got fucked up, I was thinking like, what if? Like sometime I would, let's say something going wrong, right, in my life. I would think like if I was still with him, if he had to did this, if he had to did that, you know, I get that, but I don't have nightmares now. Thank you, BR. You can ask. That's the point. No, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't ever think that. That's the point. That's my job. Listen, let me tell you something. My ladies in church, I go to Sunday school, and it was elders. I like being around elders, right? And because they taught me. Had it not been for them, I probably wouldn't have made it in life, period, right? And that's what the cycle of life, that's what we're supposed to do. You're supposed to share your experiences. And that's what they told me. They said, this is why I wrote the book. They said, Jackie, you got a testimony. Your testimony can help somebody else. So the same thing about this with the narcissism, right? I have to tell somebody so I can help somebody else, right? I'm not an expert, but I have life experience with that shit. And it was 10 plus years, right? Like I said, we've been broke up 6, maybe 7 years now. Shit, I don't even know. 5, 6, time flies so fast. And he's still coming. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's an end to the story, right? And that's why I don't really talk about it, the ending part of it, because it's gonna be in the book, right? It's gonna be in the book. So you can ask as many questions as you want to ask. You know, that's the whole point. I'll be here tomorrow at noon. No, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, right? Won't be here tomorrow, y'all. But Monday through Thursday at noon. Okay, Keatrice? And anybody else that's new, Renda, new to the live, I'll be here Monday through Thursday at noon. At noon, right? Not Friday because I want to sleep on Fridays. I want to stay in the bed until I have to get up. But Monday through Thursday, okay? I appreciate y'all. I do be thinking about all the time. That's going to always be. You're going to always think that. But I'm still in a place where I be scared. You scared? What are you scared of? Of being alone? What you scared of? But you're going to always think about that time you wasted. Probably, the way I think, I'm going to probably think about the time I wasted till I get with a good man. You know, until I get with somebody to erase the time that I wasted. I put it like that. I'm probably going to always think about that because that's my thing right now. I don't allow people to waste my time. And then when I'm talking to guys and I feel like they're wasting my time, I let them know, and you can't waste my time, sir. You know, you be scared. Are you scared of him or are you scared of being alone? Scared of talking on it. Oh, you got it. Yeah, well, it may take some time. How long you been out of it? Because it took me 5 years to talk about it, child. I'm just not talking about it. So don't feel bad about that. But you got to accept what happened so that you can grow and move on, right? And I think this is part of the reason why I have not found the person for myself. Make me feel weak, does it? Do you read the Bible? Do you believe in God? You got to pray on some things and seek some counseling. You need some therapy. So you got to seek that. And even if it's just from your pastor, you know what I'm saying? Somebody to help you spiritually. Because this is what I believe, y'all. I ain't no expert, but just been living life. I believe you need 2 types of therapy. You need spiritual therapy and you need professional therapy. Motherfucker with the initials behind their name. I believe you need both. Oh, you still fresh out of it. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You still fresh out of it. So you still go. So just look at it as, there's seven stages of grief, right? Just look at it like that. So right now, you angry. You might be fearful, all that. That's the stage of grief. Look up the 7 stages of grief. And this basically when you get out of that narcissistic relationship, it's the same thing. You go through stages. That's me saying that. I'm not an expert. That's just me saying that, though, and I believe that, right? So, and not to say those stages go in order either, right? So, yeah, you need some therapy, but start spiritually, heal your soul, start spiritually, and then find you a therapist. And if you don't like that therapist, find you another one until you get the one that you feel comfortable with. That's what you got to do. Because you got to let it out. You got to let it go. And see, as women, especially black women, I don't know about white women, but black women, we keep shit in. We the strongest people on earth, right? Let that shit out. That shit make you sick. Let that shit out. I have a friend, and it'll be coming up on a year she been gone. And I believe she went too soon. And she kept shit in. Let that shit out, right? Let it out. So if it makes you feel weak, get you some therapy. They got free therapists probably in your community. Your job might offer it. You know what I'm saying? Get you some therapy though, and then get you some therapy. You know, and stay with us. Stay with us, Catrice. We love over here. It's love over here. Join us at 8 o'clock too, where we laugh and giggle at. But yeah, stick with it, sis, because that shit is deep and it's hurtful. And I want you to get the help because I have somebody close to me that has not gotten help and they angry with the world. They ain't and can't get right. They cannot get right. That's because they holding all that shit in. I got 2 sons and I got to be right for them. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. Yeah, you do. Because, what I know as being a single mother, if I'm messed up, the whole house messed up. Whatever my vibe is in the house, that's the vibe my kids going to be in. So, again, when I was raising my kids, I tried to be happy all the time. At night, I'm going to go in my room, close the door, and cry about whatever's going on. But in front of my kids, I try to be happy. My kids are the most, have the most confidence and the most, I am the shit energy you will ever want to see, right? Because whatever I was going through, I tried not to let it affect my kids. I tried my best now. I don't care what it was. A lot of times I went in my room at night and closed the door and cried, right? Because that's when you can cry. You done did everything, everybody in bed, everybody ate, everybody clean, right? So just keep doing what you're doing, sis. My motto is put one foot in front of the other, right? Every day make a step towards something being better. And right now you need to get your emotions and your soul together. Because that nigga snatched your soul. They're vampires. They're energy vampires. And so you want that back. They're energy vampires. They really are. They're demonic. Really are demonic. And I always knew that he was demonic, not knowing what he was. But once I started doing my research on it, that's what the professionals say, that they're demonic. Right? So you got to get that. You got to restore that. And the only way to restore your soul is through spirituality, right? You was speaking on it for real about holding shit. Yeah, you can't hold it in. Now, you might not want to tell everybody because, you might like me, you don't tell everybody your business. But I said, for me, God gave me a platform. I need to use it for good. And I'm at a much healthier place now where I can discuss and tell my experience and don't give a damn what nobody think about me, right? So that's where I'm at. You gotta not care what the motherfucker think. You know what I'm saying? And just and be who you is, right? Because that's the only way that you're going to heal. That's the only way that you're going to heal. And do some research on it because you'll see all what you done been through. That's gonna give you strength right there to know that you out of that shit, right? And it Google how do I break free of the narcissist, or how do I deal with my emotions? Google that shit, it'll tell you. You know what I'm saying? But I suggest you get you some therapy. I suggest you get you some therapy. Somebody that can relate to what you're talking about, that can deal with trauma, because it's trauma. It's PTSD. You in PTSD now. It's trauma, right? So get you somebody that can be a trauma therapist. That's what I would specifically look for. You're welcome. You're welcome. So, okay, Catrice, I'm going now, y'all. See y'all, not tomorrow, but Monday at noon and 8 o'clock tomorrow night. So, Catrice, I go live Monday through Thursday, noon and 8. But today I'm having a members live. So if you're a member, you can catch the live tomorrow. If not, you catch it at 8 o'clock. I go live for everybody else at 8 o'clock tomorrow. So y'all just made me feel good today. So everybody be cool, and we'll talk. Bye bye. Now let me see if my remote gonna work. See how I do.